children. So.
Now we'll start reading our own offerings. Tivana is...
Jeg tror ikke, han har skrevet,
Hvis han har skrevet, men den er ikke arrangeret alfabetisk. Det var helt tilfældigt, der på sammen. Jeg sad også på til det. Kan jeg lige få en hurtig hånd igen, hvem der vil have offringer, der skulle læses højt? Og så noget lige.
Skal man have skrevet? Man skal have skrevet.
Du må også gerne kunne huske det. Vil du også tage frit for det? Hvem var der mere, så undskyld? Har jeg overset nogen? Det var der, vil du starte?
Speak English.
Oh, yeah. Did you write an offering? Yes? So now, Alisabana, you will start reading her offering.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to His divine grace, Bhakti Vedanta, Saraswati Thakur. Many years ago, you came to the US to deliver the message of Lord Chaitanya. Many years ago, I came to hear from you, your followers, and I stayed. Adityavana Devidasi did the same. Many years ago, the two of us married to serve as husband and wife in your glorious ISKCON. What we learned went deeper than just rules and regulation. It went deeper than just virtues and ethic. We learned about the soul, something no one else could teach us so clearly. We learned that we were not just bodies, but spiritual beings, and we learned that happiness is and were our real home. We learned how to teach the same things to the non-devotees, who are more than just non-devotees, but also a devotee. We didn't just learn philosophy or religion, religion. We learned true spirituality. Because of you, we stopped seeing through our intellect and started to see through the Shastra. Because of you, we learned not to collect furniture and expensive pots, but learned how to serve the Lord as a married couple. We learned how to marry our talents, our spiritual desire, and your heart into a unit to bring pleasure to the Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna. It was you who showed us how to act to please God and all His sent instead of pleasing our material desires. As a result, we became happy and content instead of being bound by attachment to body and country and family. You didn't just teach us verses to memorize, but standard of spiritual behavior. Not just how to wear clothing from India, but what real life is. For years now, we have been writing this offering of gratitude, and still we find more things to be grateful for, and I'm sure we will continue to do that the same for many more years. You perfected my life. You perfected the life of Adityavana, and you perfected our marriage. Thank you. You lived and worked for us. Now we will live and work for you. We will show our gratitude by bringing the same message you brought us to those who never heard of it. And if we are successful, we will be your who did it for us. It will be you who did it for us. Your servant, Titayadas Adityavana Devidasa.
Next, yeah, we'll leave this up. Why not?
Elskede Srila Prabhupada, jeg hylder dig af hjertet på denne din lykkebringende fremkomstdag. Jeg takker dig for den kolossale arv, du har givet os i form af skrift og tale, som vi ivrigt bruger løs af i vores hengivne liv, i tempeltjenester, navaraja og bhakti-virksomhed. Og vi gennemgår og hele tiden dygtiggør os ved din utrolige gave, der er ufattelige dimensioner. Jeg beder dig, at jeg må få lov at tjene dig, fortsætte denne reinkarnation, og tjene dig i evighedernes evighed, i kærlighed, barmhjertighed og medfølelse, overfor alt levende, bevægelse som ubevægelse i vores tak. And in English, I would like to read a poem I think you love very much. It's of Vyasa and it is called The Voices of Surrender and Other Poems, from 1979 to 1982. Dear Srila Prabhupada, life's relief is to talk to you, not to get something, but to speak to you, to be with you, who can understand but you and I am proud to be your man, and pray I never fail. Let death come first before I desert you. You will protect me in a difficult hour. To chant the Lord's name is your grace. And this moment of composed words is another fortune, another way to move in your direction, to look back and recall, yes, Prabhupada is here. Yes, Prabhupada is here, and I am with him. Srila Prabhupada ki
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble obeisances at your lotus feet, all glories unto your divine grace. While trying to write this Vyasa Puja offering, I feel like a dwarf trying to reach the moon, or another analogy, a kindergarten toddler trying to praise the glories of a highly learned university professor. Of course, you are beyond comparison to any mundane scholar or professor, but in the science of Krishna consciousness, you are indeed the most highly learned expert and master. So what can a small child understand about a highly learned professor? Not so much really. Still, I can honestly say one thing, that my greatest pleasure in life is to hear about you, especially when we have the opportunity to hear directly from your disciples and those who have met you in person. Even hearing through books and other channels of communication like lectures, videos, YouTube and so on, there's nothing as sweet as to hear about your activities, your dealings with your disciples, your never-tiring work of spreading Krishna consciousness throughout the world, your amazing qualities, your expertise in attracting the conditioned souls back to Krishna. So we are here drowning in the ocean of nescience, and you are our life savior. You have given us the transcendental SOS. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is like a life-saving rope, and all we have to do is to take it and grab onto it very tightly. You have also given us a very comfortable and capable lifeboat in the form of your ISKCON society, with its all-including facilities for spiritual advancement. Temples, devotee association, your books, festivals, prasadam, harinam, deity worship, and so on. On this day I pray that I may be able to take full advantage of your mercy and make my life perfect, that is, to become Krishna conscious myself and to be an instrument in your mission of saving the conditioned souls. Your servant Antanili Devi Dasi. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namo Vishnu Hare Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Sundara Swami Namo Vishnu Hare Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Sundara Swami Namaste Saraswara Devi Gauravani Charan Shri Krishna Namo Vishnu Hare Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namo Namaste Saraswara Devi Gauravani Charini Vishesha Sundara Pastyacharya Satani. Srila Prabhupada, when somebody would praise you, you would always say, I have no qualification. If there are any, it is simply that I follow my Guru. You were expert in this art. Your Guru gave you an impossible mission. You prepared and went to America, the most degraded country in the world. New York is the most degraded part of the USA, and we ended up in the most degraded part of New York. By the mercy of your disciples, we have so many biographies of your life that tells us what hardship you went through for our sake. But a book can never really describe it fully. Your dedication to fulfill the mission of your Guru is a constant source of inspiration for me. Whenever I think of slowing down in my spiritual practice, I think of your life of sacrifice. Yes, you are still living, Srila Prabhupada. You are living in your books, and you are living by still inspiring thousands of devotees to keep going, even when it gets tough. As Srila Bhaktivinoda so elegantly put it, he reasons ill who says that Vaishnavas die. When those are living still in sound, the Vaishnavas die to live, and living try to spread the holy name around. You were giving the instruction at the famous dialogue you had with your beloved Guru at Radhakund to print and distribute books. Who else but a Vaishnava, directly empowered by Krishna, could distribute millions and millions of books all over the world? Srila Prabhupada, you were that empowered person. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur spoke about this in his prophecy. One day, foreign devotees would gather in Mayapur chanting Jaya Satyananda. We know that Srila Prabhupada actualized that miracle and then founded the work to realize the second of the Thakura's astonishing visions. Quoting Lord Nityananda in his Navadvipta Mahatmya, Srila Bhaktivinoda foresaw Adbhuta Mandira e Habi Prakasha Gauranga Nitya Seva Haive Vikasa. An astonishing temple will appear in Mayapur. From it, the whole world will learn Sri Gauranga's eternal service. We now see that actually the temple is manifesting in Mayapur. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, you are still living, you are still preaching, you are still fulfilling your Guru's order. And you will do so for all the people suffering in this forest fire of material life. Srila Prabhupada, I thought myself, I throw myself at the lotus feet, begging for your causeless mercy. Please give me the strength to serve you for the rest of my life and beyond. Your most insignificant grand disciple.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glory to you and Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. By your grace, I avoided a complete disaster when I got in touch with you and your devotees. By your grace, I am now basically living a decent life. Still, you want more than that, don't you? Don't you expect more from me and all your followers than just decent material lives? Because you didn't change our lives by just living a decent life. It was your full devil-may-care surrender to Lord Krishna and the Guru Parampara's desires that were so attractive and by which you could break through our dense illusion and resistance and reach into hardened souls like me. Your Krishna consciousness movement is based not just on decent living but on full surrender. Of course, a side result of practice in devotional service is that in most cases, especially if one practices with some material motive, one does get a comfortable situation. Thus, I can see that my present life cannot be said to be a life of pure devotional service, but rather a materially comfortable situation where the devotional service I am performing is not done for your pleasure and Lord Krishna's pleasure, but is simply a way of sustaining a comfortable material life. Just like you once complained about one of your cooks, he's cooking for himself, not for me. This catches in a few simple words the difference between a surrendered disciple and someone such as me who is not. I therefore take this opportunity to pray for your guidance and mercy to be brought to the point of pure surrender and to have the complete faith that by simply acting for your pleasure, all other things will be taken fully care of. Of course, as far as I understood, this does not mean that you want me, or most others for that matter, to change anything in the external situation. Full surrender is an internal thing, whereas external changes can be a way to avoid that actual surrender. I pray that I may actually understand what full surrender means and what you expect of me, and that I may avoid any false kind of surrender, any kind of falco vairagya. Especially at present, there seems to be no reason to change anything externally. By your grace, I am surrounded by a small community of nice devotees here in Copenhagen. Centered around our temple and with a number of us living around in the neighborhood, we are actually very blessed. Often when we walk on the street, another devotee passes by and we greet each other, Hare Krishna. Each of the devotees here is a jewel and gift of Lord Krishna. This is a great opulence, something that only deserves to be expanded, and that you would be pleased to see expand. And expand it will, as long as we keep you in the center and endeavor for the standard of pure surrender that you set and wanted all of us to come to. Srila Prabhupada, whenever I think of you on such days as today, or on any day whenever I think about you and what you have done, I can only think of how, by your pure Krishna conscious personality, I and many others have been saved by you, and that if we surrender to your desire to simply expand that same mercy to others, everything will be successful. Krishna consciousness will expand, we will get all satisfaction, and ultimately we will become pure lovers of Krishna. I know that the mood of constant gratitude toward you is a key to get over any kind of sinful aptitudes and actually become a real pure devotee of Lord Krishna. I pray today that I may develop this mood of being a surrendered soul that you want me and anyone who considers himself a sincere follower of you to actually be. An insignificant servant, Lalita Das. Once again, did we miss anyone? You want to? Okay, John. Person who, please come up here. Anyone else? Okay, so Person will be the last, and after that we will have a Buri Puja. And
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishay Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshapana. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I offer my sincere and humble obeisances to you. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who have assembled here. First of all, before starting to read my offering, I beg forgiveness from you and also all the Vaishnavas assembled here for the mistakes I may have made in preparing and reading this offering. This is my first offering to you on this auspicious day, and I accept it was such a difficult endeavor. Because how is it possible to put into words the effect of your teachings have had on conditioned soul like us? You have shown the path to pure Krishna consciousness through your teachings, an example of using one's energy and talent in Krishna's service. How could we have ever arrived at such conclusion without meeting your divine grace and their disciples? You accepted many hardships to spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world, and it spread in very short time. To a materialist, it is inconceivable for someone to go all the way across the world with hardly any funds to fall back on, but with just an intense desire to carry out the order of a spiritual master. And even though others had tried before and failed to make devotees on a large scale, by your fervent desire and Krishna's mercy, you succeeded on a scale that is hardly imaginable. Although you have given us your mercy in many things and in many forms, the list is endless, but I would just like to mention a few of them. You have given us your books, which are the touchstones and beacon of light in this age of Kali. Because they are written from a pure devotee's point of view, they are unlike any other materialistic literature in the world. One who reads this book is truly blessed, because they are getting the association of a pure devotee. Thank you for your books, Srila Prabhupada. They have given me life. They have given me hope. They have given me a purpose. They are truly the gems of literature. Nothing else comes close. You have given us unique devotional culture which allows us to come together with Krishna's devotees and have wonderful association of devotees. And in this association, it easily allows us to discuss, glorify and relish Krishna's name, pastimes and the glories. This culture of discussing and glorifying Krishna works as Krishna conditioning for us, which is exactly like the working of air conditioning, which provides immense cooling and relief from the scorching heat of summer. Of course, you have also given us a culture of eating sanctified Krishna prasadam, which miraculously and secretly acts whoever starts taking it without even the person himself knowing about its potency. Prasadam makes even the best material preparation of the world tasteless. Similarly, there are many other things which we have received from you, but I do not know their value and I always act foolishly and whimsically. I would also like to admit that my progress in Krishna consciousness is laughable, my abilities are frail, behavior is full of hypocrisy and have tendency to quickly quarrel. I cannot but only marvel at the potency and practicality of your teachings and the devotional culture we have got from you. As with everything you touch, it all leads to the Supreme Lord Krishna. We are eternally indebted to you for offering us this opportunity of devotional service. I can only pray repeatedly at your lotus feet to forgive me for all my offenses and keep me in devotional service. Your insignificant trying to be servant Purushottam Bhagavan.
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai! So, Puja, will you sing on the arti or with that voice you can do that? Krishna Karuna, er der nogen, der sat til at lave syng, eller vil jeg spille det? Krishna Karuna må gøre det sådan her.
Ja, kan det svare, ja, skriver to. Det er bare der nu her.
Vi vil godt se, hvor jeg connecter. Jeg er ikke sammen med, så ved du.
Ja, actually, since Krishna Prabhu is leaving now, we don't get a chance later. We should actually now thank him very much for organizing the Abhishek ceremony, because he was actually the one who did all that. Jai!
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada.